Now at 6, Grove voters will get to weigh in on a sales tax increase for the fire and police departments. Plus, a man sentenced in Jasper County for the shooting death of his own daughter. And an insurance business looks to expand its footprint in Carthage.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Miami, Oklahoma School Board is meeting at this hour to consider whether to accept the resignation of a grade school principal. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. You might recall this school board meeting back on December 11th through a packed house. That was after Rockdale Elementary Principal Andrea Berry had been placed on administrative leave without any public explanation. Some of the people attending that meeting said they were seeking greater transparency from the school board. Berry's resignation appears to be the only item on the agenda for the meeting that's underway right now. It began at 5:30 this evening, and we're going to have more for you tonight at 10. Voters in Grove, Oklahoma will decide next month whether to increase that city's sales tax. The money would fund the construction of new police and fire department facilities. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more.
The city of Grove, Oklahoma continues to grow and flourish, and with that, the demand to keep its citizens safe grows as well. But that can be difficult when the facilities of our first responders don't meet the demand requirements.
So we've outgrown our current facility, and we also have maintenance issues with the building. The building's 40 plus years old, so obviously we can't expand. The city continues to grow. Our department's going to have to continue to grow. We're out of room.
The police department isn't the only one striving for a better facility. After talking with Fire Chief Mike Reed, he told me their facility just doesn't fit the increased demand of calls they've had over the years. A sentiment shared by Vice Mayor Ivan Devitt.
And the population in Grove since 1980 has grown about 46%. Right now, we're seeing even more of a growth factor.
Police Chief Morris says that the chance to improve these facilities would also establish a sense of pride within the community.
Because it is a sense of pride. We want to, you look at a beautiful fire department, a beautiful police department, that also gives a perception of how the city operates, right? So it gives a perception about public safety. If I'm dressed nice as a police officer as opposed to not, there's a perception of how that operation's run.
Simply put, it sounds like it's time for an upgrade. Reporting in Grove, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
That project's estimated to cost around $16.5 million, but the police chief Morris says he hopes it'll cost less. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Well, of course, cloudy skies for us today, but still pretty good temperatures. Most of us near 60 for a high, but we've had a few random little showers, some sprinkles. If you're going to be out, rain will increase as we go through the evening hours. A lot of traffic. We're looking at Range Line, 20th and Range Line, and then just south of Pittsburgh, everybody sitting into the mid 50s right now. 55 in Stockton, Miami 59, Parsons 57, Bella Vista is checking in at 55. Southerly winds at about 5 to 10 to 15 miles per hour, keeping our temperatures up just a little bit, but you can see those spotty little tiny showers mainly in southwestern Missouri. But the rain will start to increase. It's going to be light. The rain, you can see it out west of I-35, will start to increase as we get into the late evening hours. Temperatures will drop back into lower 50s. Another big system moving in on Christmas Eve. We'll talk about it here in a bit.
Catch you then. Jasper County Court sentences this man in connection with the shooting death of his 17-year-old daughter in Joplin. Todd Hayes received a sentence of life in prison for the second-degree murder of his daughter Prayer Nicholson in January of 2022. A jury last month said Mays acted with deliberation in a fatal Joplin shooting. Prosecutors had originally charged Mays with first-degree murder, but the jury could not reach a unanimous decision. Mays was also sentenced to a consecutive 15-year sentence on an armed criminal action charge. Here's some good news for Thayer, Kansas. KDOT has announced the reopening of US 169 to traffic from Thayer south to US 400. That 7-mile highway section had been closed since July to add passing lanes and replace the mainline pavement. Some business owners in Thayer said business suffered because customers didn't have easy access to them. Work will continue along the highway though, so please do drive with caution if you're in that area. The Carthage, Missouri-based specialty risk insurance agency is moving its headquarters to a new facility in town as it looks to expand. The commercial insurance agency and agribusiness plans to invest more than $5.3 million in a facility just off I-44. The company says the investment will create more than 200 jobs over the next 6 years. Specialty Risk Insurance also has locations in Joplin, Sarcoxie, Nevada, and one each in Arizona and Texas. The new Chetopa City Library is hosting Christmas Fun Days. Kids could come in and decorate Christmas stockings, make Christmas ornaments, watch Christmas movies, or read Christmas books. There was even some hot cocoa and plenty of holiday cheer.
Santa giving us presents. The part of joy and how family gets to get together.
We also are available every Friday. Our kids don't have school here, so there's craft activities set up, there's books, they can come in, get on the computers, and then we just do like holiday activity days.
Kids of all ages could attend, but kids under age 10 had to be accompanied by an adult. Later in sports, another big night for high school basketball. John's going to have a preview of tonight's matchups, including Webb City taking on Seneca. But first, an iconic bridge on Route 66 has seen its fair share of history, including a special day for one couple. Rainbow Bridge on historic Route 66 in Cherokee County is celebrating 100 years this week. KOAM's Fernanda Silva talked to two people who have a very special connection to that iconic landmark.
Joe and Kelly Casillas got married on the Rainbow Bridge on a hot day in July 2005. They believe they're the first American couple to get married there. With her being from Kansas and him being from California, the wedding on the bridge on Route 66 had a special meaning.
Just always have loved the bridge. I always would come out here.
Kind of a historical spot.
Yeah, it was awesome.
We still drive by it all the time.
A historical spot for their family and for the four-state area.
Rainbow Bridge was constructed in 1923, but Route 66 was established only 3 years later.
When they were originally planning the road across America, that there were plans taking it up north. You know, folks in Tulsa, they wanted that highway going through Tulsa, you know, because that's business. And so we just benefited from them dragging that road down into Oklahoma.
They used existing roads, they used existing trails connecting small town to small town. And with Kansas, we were pretty much already paved. The Rainbow Bridge was in existence.
The Rainbow Bridge is featured in many movies and books about Route 66. It is one of those places that travelers need to stop by when they're driving on American's Main Street.
Scott Nelson is the owner of Nelson's Old Riverton store, another local attraction on the historic highway.
If they're going to the west, they'll stop here first and they'll say, how do you get to the bridge? And so we say, this is how you get to the bridge.
People get to Baxter Springs and realize they've missed it and they've gone looking for it just because they have to have that picture. And it's just, it brings back memories, it brings back a simpler time.
Memories of a bridge that connects places and people. Along Route 66, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Now in 2026, Route 66 itself is going to celebrate its own centennial. According to the Baxter Springs Heritage Center and Museum, the hope is to have that bridge painted for that celebration. A little bit later, final rankings for college football just came out. John's going to have details on the rankings coming up in sports, including just where the Gorillas finished.
Plus, we have some light rain increasing for us tonight. Those details coming up. Well, of course, it turned out to be another mild day for us today, but cloudy all day long. We've had some sprinkles and a couple little tiny light showers, but in general, it's been a decent day, kind of breezy out there. Nice shot. This is our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. We are looking about 7th and Joplin Street off toward the northeast. So Main Street would be right over there, right over the buildings. It's dry. It's just kind of breezy, and we are seeing a few random little sprinkles. So you can see along the state line, southwestern Missouri, a couple little green blobs, very light little showers. Where you do see a little bit of yellow, that's where you may get a quick little downpour across the area. But these are mainly sprinkles, Pittsburgh, Nevada, Lamar, and then a little shower just to the west of Cassville. However, you go west, rain starts to pick up along and west of the I-35 corridor, stretching south into parts of Oklahoma. This is a weak wave, and the moisture is fairly light, but it is going to shift through as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. So we need to watch that. Of course, some of the roadways are going to be wet if you're going to be out and doing any traveling as well. However, right behind it, a much stronger storm system right off the coast of California. So San Francisco, LA, San Diego, this system will start to affect us as we go into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. First off, the wave tonight, rain chances shoot way up through the overnight hours and then slowly taper as we go through the daytime hours tomorrow. So let's go through time. We'll stop this at about 10:30, rain increasing, southeastern Kansas, northeastern parts of Oklahoma. Light rain pushes through. Here's 4 o'clock in the morning. Most persistent rain at this time on the Missouri side. And then our back little batch, 8:30, 9 a.m. Then most of the rain is going to push out of here. Mostly cloudy skies, near 60 once again for us tomorrow. Rainfall amounts, very light. I think most of us a tenth, maybe 2/10 of an inch. There may be some areas that get 1/4 of an inch, but overall the rainfall is going to be very light. Here's your day planner, 52 with some showers at 9 a.m., then just cloudy skies, upper 50s during the afternoon. All right, so let's jump to that second system. Here it comes. Here's Saturday morning, much stronger system. Pulls out into the central plains by Christmas Eve. You can see snow across the northern plains. This system sits right on top of us Christmas Day and then just kind of hangs out next Tuesday and Wednesday. So we get cooler air behind it and some on and off showers. So let's break it down a little bit. We're going to, most of Saturday looks good. Look at this, mid 60s. Rain increases Saturday night, heavy rain Sunday morning, showers on Christmas Eve, and then light showers stick around, maybe even mixing with a few flakes of snow as we go into Christmas Day. So a breakdown, 58 Christmas Eve, rain chances pretty much a bet, and then hit and miss showers turning cooler as we go into Christmas Day. 58 tomorrow, 66 Saturday, 58 on Christmas Eve, 42 on Monday. Clouds stick around Tuesday, maybe a couple little showers, and then sunshine returns a little bit warmer the second half of next week.
It's going to be the first official weekend of the winter, but boy, it is not going to feel like
No,
winter.
it really won't.
Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, a couple of high school basketball teams play their final games before the holiday break. And Patrick Mahomes has a special gift for his offensive lineman. John Dales has those stories and more coming up next in sports.
Classes are out of session for nearly all of our local high schools, celebrating the holiday break by now. However, we still have plenty of action for high school sports in the 4 states tonight, specifically on the basketball courts. Starting with Carthage girls hoops, the Lady Tigers are in action this evening for their final home game of the 2023 calendar year, with Ray-Pac coming to town. Tigers have won 2 in a row against Joplin and Nevada. We'll have highlights from tonight's contest back here on KOAM News at 10. Over to boys high school basketball in Missouri. On Friday, we saw Webb City easily handle Cassville, winning 81-43. Tonight, Webb back in the Cardinal Dome, taking on another foe from the 4 states, Seneca. Webb City girls hoops breezed past Seneca earlier this week. Tonight, the Cardinal boys team tries to make it 2 for 2. That contest tipping off at 7 o'clock. Indians enter tonight winners of 2 in a row over Neosho and Crane. We'll have highlights for you from this one as well, and you can catch it on KOAM News at 10. The college football season is over at the D2 level. For the second year in a row, Pittsburgh State had a short-lived playoff run. The Gorillas get bounced in the second round on the road at Grand Valley State. This week, the final coaches poll of the 2023 season is released. And Pittsburgh State finishes as the number 5 team in the country. Grand Valley, who I just mentioned, knocked out the Gorillas in a nail-biter, finishes as the number 3 team in the country. The Lakers lost to the eventual national champion, that's Harding, in the quarterfinals, and as did the only other 2 teams not named Harding above PSU. Lenoir Rhine was blown out 55-14 in the semifinals, and then Colorado Mines lost by 31 to Harding in the national championship game. Over to the NFL. Hard to believe, but we're already this far into the season. Week 15 beginning this evening. It's an NFC matchup on Thursday Night Football. 2 teams battling for a playoff spot. The 7-7 Saints visit the 7-7 Rams. Los Angeles is a 4.5-point home favorite. Game kicks off in a little over 45 minutes. The Chiefs play on Christmas Day for their Week 15 game. Las Vegas comes to Arrowhead for an AFC West battle because those on Kansas City's 53-man roster will be busy on the 25th. A few of them receive some early Christmas presents. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes gets in the spirit of giving a little bit early. He gives customized golf carts to every member of the Chiefs offensive line. This video from the team's official Twitter page showing the players getting the first look at the presents from the guy they protect every week. Mahomes averaging 1.5 sacks per game through the first 14 contests this year. Safe to say, I guess, that the Chiefs offensive line made the nice list.
I guess so, and you want to keep them on your good side if you are the quarterback. They're the guys who keep you out of the hospital. We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to have more on the Miami School Board meeting about the resignation of a grade school principal. Plus, how police in Kansas are using a new tool to catch suspects during vehicle chases. And we're going to get a behind-the-scenes look at how NORAD keeps a watchful eye on Santa Claus every year. Those stories, a lot more, it's coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. When severe weather strikes, you're going to want to stay informed, and you can do that by scanning this QR code. Why not do it right now? It'll take you to the KOAM News Now YouTube page, where our weather team will live stream during severe weather events, give you updated information. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. He's a mean one, that Mr. Grinch, and deputies in north central Kansas are doing something about it. The Phillips County Sheriff's Office says it captured the holiday foe thanks to Deputy K-9 Fritz. Yeah, the department also thanks the local high school band and video editors for their assistance in this case. The Grinch is sentenced to Christmas spirit therapy. The sheriff's office says no Grinches were harmed in the making of this gag video.
Didn't we just see the Grinch walking around Coffeyville?
We did. Earlier this week, the police there released video of him on the loose, but as you see now, he is in custody.
Interesting. Okay.
And he thought his heart grew 3 sizes. I guess that wasn't enough.
All right, showers. Light rain is going to be pushing through tonight through the first half of the day. Tomorrow, high temp, 58.
Final sports notes.
Looking forward to catching that boys basketball game between Webb City and Seneca, 2 teams that have been very good early in the season.
Yeah, we are looking forward to that. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.